I am going to, Jimmy, I'm going to text you a link, which, let's see whether it works, but we should just keep going because this is crazy.
Okay. Yeah, text me a link. Let's see how it goes. We're going to keep telling you guys the secrets to go viral. Don't stop listening unless you just never want to get views on YouTube. Then stop.
Yeah, so I guess, just to keep the question going, I think, Reed, you were talking about this too on just building on YouTube and creating content there. Like, how do you think about new platforms? YouTube at some point itself was new and you guys heavily invested in that. How do you think about other platforms that are coming up, as you scale and as you build more channels and everything else?
Jimmy, can you hear that?
Yeah. I'm texting him. Sorry, we're just trying other links. Actually, I only half heard it. I heard other platforms scaling up.
Yeah, so sorry. I think I was basically saying, at some point YouTube itself was new, but you kind of took a bet on it and you kind of invested all in on YouTube. How do you think about new platforms that are coming up? Not any one specific thing, right now Clubhouse is new. But how do you think about going deep into multiple channels versus going horizontally across other services and other platforms that are coming up?
Yeah, I mean, in a perfect world, you would do it all. You know what I mean? The problem is for me and a lot of other creatives is our linear constraint is our time, and there's only so much time in the day. And like most companies, if you want to produce more, you just hire more people and to build more products. But here, and on social media, it's you only have so much time that you can film each day, and so the more platforms you are taking on, obviously, the more you're spreading it thin. And if you're spending 2 hours a day on 5 platforms, I don't think you'll see as much success as if you're just spending 10 hours a day on one, because then the content you're gonna make for that one is so exceptional that it'll just do much better. So and the thing is, I don't know the answer to what the perfect balance is, but obviously there's no logical reason why you shouldn't be on every single platform. Technically you should. Just the problem is, if you're being authentic in yourself, it's you only have so many hours in the day, and so it's I don't know. That's something I'm still working on figuring out what the right balance is. Because currently I am super obsessive over YouTube and all in on it. But even these other platforms would be a good way to grow my brand and drive more traffic. And so, that's something I'm currently working on myself.
Jimmy, I mean, your average cost of video, I mean, it sounds like it's gone from, really from zero from when you started to, north of 300,000, or sounds like some of the episodes like 600,000, or, I'm sure there are some that are worth, investment wise more than $1 million at this point.
Yep.
Do you think there is a cap to this, or does it just keep going forever and eventually there will be a video with you on the moon with or Mars with Elon?
Yeah, well, that's a fun one. So back when I first started, obviously they were all free, and so I think there's a lot of ways you can make the video interesting. One way is to have a bigger production budget, but if you're watching, because I want to be careful. I don't want people to think, I'm going to make a viral video is spend a bunch of money. We spent 24 hours in the middle of the desert and got whatever, 50, 60 million views. We've done so many things that anyone listening to this could do that went extremely viral.
Guys, I'm making another overflow room because the room broke. I'm ending and starting a room right now.
The most I've spent on a single video is 1.2 million. It was the last Take Cat off $1 million one. That was a fun one. But no, I don't think there's a cap if you truly get creative with it. I mean, right now, my channel doesn't make money. My main channel, that's why I started my gaming channel, which is pulling 200 million views a month, and we have other side projects like that. Because it does get to a point. Hypothetically, if you were just trying to use the money off the video, yes, it would cap. And I reached that a while ago. But if you want to keep going bigger, you have to either find other ways to make money or take on, sell equity or debt, which I didn't want to sell any equity in my channel. I had 100% of it. So I decided just to build up other side channels, which is why we have quite a few of them. And, the beauty of a gaming channel is, the content is a heck of a lot easier to do. Just recording gaming videos for a few hours as opposed to literally months of setup and a week of recording on the main channel. And also they're just not as expensive, so they generate extra money. And so I just, I go, the gaming channel made whatever this month, $1 million. All right, here's $1 million to spend on videos next month on the main channel, so I can lose $1 million that month. And so that's kind of when you look at it that way, you could build a ton of other channels. You can build tons of other revenue streams like Beast Burger, which I'm sure that's something we'll jump into, is our nationwide restaurant chain and other stuff like that. And I just think that in my case, I think the thing that makes me special, and you can ask Reed and people like you and my mom, they think I'm crazy, but I don't care about making money. I just want to make the best videos possible. I literally can care less about making money. So
I love it.
Yeah, which is what's OP. And I think I am the first person to ever look at YouTube that way, with not a mindset of like how much money can I make with the least amount of effort possible, where it finds like how much effort can I put in while spending the most amount of money possible, which is completely backwards and irrational. But with that mindset, I think it can go basically as high as you can dream. Just takes a lot of time and a lot of effort.
I think that is so inspiring, Jimmy. Okay, quick. I think a lot of people are kind of curious what's happening. So first of all, Mrbeast just kind of melted down Clubhouse, and so we are using this elaborate, fancy technology where Reed has his phone up to the other phone, and so that's why you're hearing Jimmy speaking through Reed. This is not some like weird ghost position thing. So that's what's happening right now. Truly incredible moment. And again, I don't want to gild the lily too much and repeat this over and over again, but I think we might have broken Clubhouse. But Jimmy, okay, going on to something.
Literally, my Clubhouse account won't let me join a room. Not even just this room. I just can't join a room. So I don't know what's going on. Well, my Clubhouse account literally broke. So I just like Reed, because I know Reed has two phones. I called him on his second phone. I was like, slap that bad boy up to the other one. Let's keep going. And that's where we are.
I love it. Okay, so talking just a bit, right? So talk to us about the burger, right? You broke the App Store. You were the number one app in the App Store almost immediately. It came out of nowhere. It's something no YouTube creator has ever done before. Talk to us about how the burger came about and what your plans are there for the future.
Yeah, that's a big one. For the people listening, what was it, like 6 months ago? 6 weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 6 weeks ago, we launched a nationwide burger restaurant chain. We literally day one launched 300 restaurants across America, which I don't know how we pulled that off. It's stupid. Day one. And we've been scaling up, and I think we're going to get up to 400 sometime soon. I don't even know where to begin. There's so much to unpack there with this one. But honestly, Reed, you want to help me out with this?
Yeah, let me back up. So Jimmy and I actually got this pitch a while back of like, everyone wants to do like cloud kitchens and virtual restaurants. And I think initially, when Jimmy and I took the pitch, or I guess it was Ezra and I took the pitch, our president, we weren't really that thrilled by the idea of doing ghost kitchens. But when we started to actually think about like, okay, how can this benefit society? We were like, okay, what if we didn't do ghost kitchens? We actually went to independent restaurants and like burger chains that were struggling. And we basically tried to double their business overnight. And so. Exactly. And we just went to them and we said, hey, if someone on Uber Eats or Grubhub or whatever their favorite delivery app places an order for my Beast Burger within 6 miles of your restaurant, right? If we give you the bags, or some of them bought it, but you have the bags, you have the food, will you just fill the order for the delivery guy to pick up and deliver? And it should generate, tons of extra revenue to you, which, would be the easiest revenue of your life. And so that's how we got them on board. Keep going. Yeah. And so, we have obviously goals that we're trying to get to 500, in the next few months. We ended up launching with just under 300. We're currently at about 340, with the goal at the end of the year being around 1,000. And so when you think about like how quickly this scales, and that was the interesting part for us, is like, wow, we can actually get to 2,000 locations pretty quickly here worldwide. I mean, we just launched Canada. We're going to do the UK, Australia next. And so we're going to pop these out as quick as possible. But we actually, and this was like something that people continue to ask Jimmy and I on Twitter, we actually didn't use ghost kitchens. We don't have a single ghost kitchen. We didn't want to take business away from existing restaurants while they were struggling. Like we wanted to actually bring business into those struggling restaurants. And so
let me touch on that one. That was a fun one because you should see some of these videos that some people have texted me of, like, literally small restaurants literally about to go out of business. I haven't even really talked about this type of stuff publicly, but they're struggling to pay their employees, and some of them aren't as extreme. It's just like, yeah, they're probably gonna have to lay off people, but no one enjoys laying off people. And then when we launched Beast Burger 6 months ago, it brought in tons of extra orders, and some of them are doing $1,000+ a day, and the profit margins to the actual restaurant are pretty good. So it's like bringing in like some good cash, and so some of them literally went from like having to about to lay off people to like they're hiring extra people to keep up with the Beast Burger orders on a daily basis. And so that has been my favorite part about it, is because not every restaurant we work with is a small restaurant, but for the ones that are, it's been a big game changer and a lot of extra revenue for them. And that was something that made me happy, and I was really glad that happened. And keep going, Reed.
And this kind of leads into like a bigger thing for us is like, we think creators are the new brands, right? And if, in 2 years, is someone going to go on DoorDash, or are they going to go on Mrbeast Burger instead of going on DoorDash and ordering McDonald's? And I think Jimmy and I are willing to make that bet over the course of the next few years. But like when someone is going on, let's just say Uber Eats, and they're looking at Burger King and Shake Shack and all these other ones, we think they're going to default and order Mrbeast Burger, one, because it's a spectacle. And that's what we're working on right now, is like, how do we make this ordering process a spectacle that like people have to have it, right? They have to order. It's like same with like watching Jimmy's YouTube videos. Like people have to watch them. They like see it and they want to click on it. And so we're currently working on that right now. And Jimmy just hung up. And then
He's back.
Oh, he's back.
He's back.
All right.
Forgive me.
Hey,
All right.
I can put that phone down.
Yes. All right. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Stop. I don't even care what you were talking about. Heck yeah.
Hold on.
Party.
Hold on. Let me finish my thought here. And that was some extra multitasking. Okay, now I'm back. All right. And so this is really interesting too. And we actually saw it with the Super Bowl the other day. And I don't know if it was just a regional commercial or if it was a national commercial, but for those of people that saw this Sesame Street thing where you could buy Sesame Street merchandise through DoorDash, and I ended up ordering it, and I got my hoodie, my Sesame Street hoodie 30 minutes later. And so Jimmy and I actually like had this idea months ago before we even launched Mrbeast Burgers, like, yeah, you can order through Shopify and you can get something 4 to 5 days later, or we can have these like thousands of locations across the world that you can order Mrbeast Burger from. And then we can also seed it with like exclusive items and merchandise and all these other things that we're going to launch through Mrbeast Burger in the future. So it's also like a source of distribution for us to get things to people in literally 30 minutes.
So I have a quick question for you guys on this. You've done a couple things in the past year to bring the Mrbeast brand from the digital space into the physical space, like Finger on the App and Mrbeast Burger. And Reed, you were talking a little bit about, hearing this pitch. I'm just curious. I'm sure there's a lot of people in the audience right now who are wondering what it'd be like to pitch something or have some idea they want to pitch to you guys. How do you decipher between what you say no to, what you say yes to, and how did you land on saying yes to burgers?
I can kick that one off a little bit. I mean, if you want a yes for me, it's got to be so stupid and so unfathomable and out there and just like not even believable. That's how you get a yes from me. Reed hates it, but I shoot down so many things, or I used to. Now he just knows, because it's got to be on brand, and I only want to do the biggest, craziest stuff that just hasn't been done before. So when we heard the pitch about being able to open up 300 restaurants, I was like, yes, heck yeah. And Reed, I know you had something to say. Go ahead.
No, I mean, we probably say no to 99% of things we hear, or like now I'm so trained now when people pitch me, I'm like, yeah, but like, how do we do it like in a Mrbeast way? Right. Like, I was like, I love the idea, but like, how do we make it 10 times bigger? And so that's like kind of where my mind goes now, just because of how Jimmy thinks and because I've spent so much time with him over the last 2.5 years. But
the beauty of what we're doing now, though, is we're honestly just starting to build things ourselves, because it's kind of like awesome. we have a bunch of mobile apps coming up and a few other things that I haven't talked about.
Calm down.
Yeah, I know, obviously, but we have really big projects, and so for these, it's honestly kind of just getting to some point where, you know, it's just easier to own it. I think last month.
In the old establishment, which to Reed's point is the corporation, whether it's, you know, Burger King or me, the creator, one-on-one. And the creator, you know, you can be thoughtful in ways that faceless corporations could never be. And you're pointing this out, like, you know, just by even thinking about, hey, we want to actually help, you know, the little guy instead of just using ghost kitchens. Like, that's so powerful, and it's so obvious that you're being human about it. And then ultimately, you know, direct distribution is way better than having to pay for it. And you can basically, in 2021 and moving on in the next 10, 20 years, with YouTube rising, you can either be a creator or you have to pay all your profits to Google and Facebook. And I think that that's something that we're putting a lot of money into from Initialized. I mean, I just really believe in that overall. And just being a creator myself now has shown me how true that is.
Yeah, but the hard part, and this is what will be interesting, because I do think I'm one of the first people to really just reinvest goal and just, you know, literally give up their entire life and just live and breathe making the best videos possible and obsess over it over the span of a decade. But obviously there are a lot of people who are seeing what I'm doing and who are getting inspired, and it'll be interesting over the next few years to see how people do it, because it is hard enough to just be a big creator, but then also to spin off these businesses and keep them afloat and stuff like that. I think there's a lot of potential, and I hope it's me, but I do think someone's really just going to crush it and figure out social media and figure out how to funnel that traffic into a business that makes sense and it's cool and like doesn't feel sellouty, like it's organic, and like they're going to just do things that are just nuts, you know, we couldn't even picture, because we have so much influence, you know what I mean? It's nuts. But the thing is, like, 20 years ago, this didn't even exist. Even 10 years ago, the concept was so new. It's like we always forget just how new this stuff was. Like 4 years ago, I was in high school. I had to ask you, Sebastian. You know what I mean? Like it's so.
Thank you for making us all feel really old and underaccomplished, Jimmy. You just made everyone depressed this evening right now.
Sorry about that.
Awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah, There's anyways. Point is that I'm excited to see how it all evolves over the next 5 to 10 years.
So when you talk about evolving, and like obviously right now we're talking about how you're spinning out into other businesses and you know, building IP around Mrbeast, but you're also launching new channels and reinvesting into not only the main Mrbeast channel and the content that lives there, but multiple channels. I mean, you even have a Beast Philanthropy channel that has over 1 million subs. I'm just curious about the scale that you're thinking about. Like, what do you want to do with all of this? Like, and follow up is what is the biggest pain point while you are scaling into new businesses and new content? Like, what's the hard part about this?
Yeah, man, there's a lot there with that one. Well, I'll pick up one of the latter things you said about like what do I want to do with all this. So gosh, I'm bad with multi questions because I have ADHD. I'm like good at laser focus, but I'm so bad at multitasking. But you know, to answer the question of like what is, I guess a better way to put it is just like what is my end goal? Why am I doing the channels? Why am I doing this type of stuff? I don't know. For me personally, I lived that life, especially when I got money when I was younger, where I bought a semi-nice car and I thought, you know, materialistic things will make you happy. But I feel blessed that I learned pretty young in life that, like, you know, just chasing after the next shiny object is what I call it. Materialistic thing, like, oh, a nicer car. Oh, now another car or a bigger house to live in or whatever is kind of, it's kind of just not a way I want to live life. I don't know. It feels like it just kind of, when you really think about it, it feels kind of sad. You're just always chasing this object and you're convincing yourself it's going to make you happy. And then you get it and you instantly want the next thing. And so to your point, like you mentioned the Beast Philanthropy, that's why I started that. And I found that I feel better. I feel happier when I'm helping people. It just makes me feel more fulfilled. And so I do YouTube because I just love it. I'm addicted to it. I couldn't stop if I tried. Like I love it so much. But I enjoy making money. But it's not because I want to buy a mansion or a Lamborghini. I don't really care about that. So, but I just enjoy making money. It's fun to me. So that's why I like doing philanthropic things like the charity we have. And I can go more in depth if you guys want to hear about it. But I don't want to sound like I'm just trying to toot my own horn to make myself look good. But anyways, the long story short, I just feel like it's a better way to live life, trying to help people than just chasing after objects. And when you die, you don't get to keep the money or the objects anyways. So you might as well, do the one thing that fulfills you a little bit more and doesn't just leave you empty every time you get something throughout your life. If that makes any sense.
It's awesome.
Totally. Jimmy, you mentioned that it's hard enough to be a big creator, let alone starting other businesses. And, for Samir and I, having been on YouTube for 10 years, it's been difficult every year. Like, I don't know if it gets easier. And I would love to know, for a top creator like you, what are your pain points?
Yeah, what are my pain points? Everything. I mean, literally everything. I don't have enough time in the day. Honestly, I'm about to pass out. I've been going like 12, 15 hours a day the last week, and I'm at that point where I'm like, all right, I need to sleep in tomorrow. I'm about to break because I'm so tired. I mean, there's just the pain points are you never have enough time in the day. There's always a better idea. There's always a way you can make the video better. That's the hardest part when you're striving for like perfection, quote unquote. Obviously, nothing's perfect. It's like, where's the cutoff point? Because you can always make a video better. You know what I mean? And so it's just like a never-ending thing of like, no video is ever good enough, and not being content with that. But also, to your point of what's the biggest pain point, it's really hard, especially because the industry of just like doing these viral videos and stuff like this on YouTube is so new. It's really hard to find people that are just, that just have a lot of experience with YouTube, right? Like if I wanted to hire someone who's worked on a YouTube channel for the last 5 years, probably couldn't find one. I mean, like, where would I pull from? You know what I mean? It's a very small pool. So there's not many people that are super knowledgeable. And I mean, like, there are people who worked in MCNs and businesses. There are lots of people who work with YouTubers, but when it like really comes to like making great videos, there's not many that big of a talent pool. So it's really hard as we're scaling up these other channels and we're hiring, dozens upon dozens of people. It's hard to just find, great people that already know a lot of what you need instead of having to train them. So for a lot of people, it's me just going like, all right, just follow me around for 6 months, write everything I do down, and I'm just going to invest everything I know in you. And in 6 months, you'll be decent at what you do. Like, forget about college. I'll just teach you what you need to know. And that's what we've had to do for a lot of them, because it's like, like one video, we're adopting every dog in a dog shelter and and helping them find homes. And then the next, we're going around a roller coaster 1,000 times. The next, I need a private island in South America, and then you got to figure out how to import 5,000 pounds of sand because I don't think it looks good enough, and I want it to look like an actual island. And it's like, how do you, like, there's no college class that teaches this type of stuff. And there's no way you get this type of real world experience. And like, that's what we do on a weekly basis, every single week. And, and every week it also gets harder and more crazier too. So, I think the biggest pain point is just finding people that, which I guess that's the biggest pain point for any company. Because at the end of the day, a company is just a group of people, and the better people are, the more successful you'll be.
That's crazy. Okay, Jimmy, two final questions, and we'll let you go. One, could you talk about you and Elon Musk? I know he was on the show last week. We need to get you back, and we need to get you and him talking sometime in the future. Could you just talk about what Elon means to you? And there's something about Elon in every room in your house. Could you just talk a little bit about that?
Did I tell you that I have a picture of Elon in every room? Or did I tweet that? I don't remember. But yes, I do. I actually, in the room I'm in right now, there's probably like 40 plus pictures of Elon on the wall, and Steve Jobs. I have a picture of Elon and Steve in every room in my house, especially my downstairs toilet. They're right above it. People always think it's weird, but I find it funny. But no, I love Elon. I mean, I don't even really need to say why. I mean, anyone can tell with what he's doing from Tesla to SpaceX. It's very inspirational, and it's just, I don't know. He's such a perfect embodiment of like an entrepreneur, just kicking ass and being inspiring and just focusing on making great products and stuff like that. And it's just something about him that when I think of Elon, it just motivates me, like especially during like production hell when they're ramping up the Model 3 and he was sleeping on the factory floor and working 15 hours a day. And it's like, if I'm like 8-10 hours in a day and I'm already like getting tired, I'm like, and I want to go play video games or something, I just think to myself like, if Elon was me, he would just suck it up. He wouldn't go play video games. He'd get this shit done, And like, so in that way, he just really like fires me up. Like, I've never talked to him, but just like thinking about him does. And I really respect him and love what he's done.
Well, I think we need to get you and Elon, soon back, and and also like, that's probably going to give the Clubhouse team a heart attack just mentioning that. Right?
It'll give me a heart attack.
It's going to be great. By the way, Jimmy, I'll tell you, I'm not, just say of all the shows we've done, I think your show today has been the only one which is kind of been the exact same level of interest from people online as the one we had with Elon. So this is something. Okay, one last question. I think this is a good one to end on. I think a lot of people say, you're going to be the first YouTube billionaire. Colin and Samir have made a fantastic video about it. I highly encourage people to go check it out. Could you just talk to us about when that happens? I always love the YouTube comments, which is something like, 2040 Mrbeast, hey Paris, I replaced your Eiffel Tower with a new one. But what's gonna happen? When you have all that money, and what are you going to do with all of it? Could you just talk to us about, and then we can wrap?
I love how you're talking like, when you're a billionaire, what are you going to do with it?
He's probably going to give it all away, right?
I mean,
In one single video.
Yeah.
In one single video.
Well, like I said before, I the money is a means to help people, at least in the end, because you can't take it to your grave when you die. But I don't even want to think about that, like when having that much money or anything, because people don't become billionaires or whatever dollar amount it is by saying I want to be that. They get to that point by just obsessing over, like in Steve Jobs' case, just making great products. In Elon's case, like, great cars or whatever. They're not just sitting there every day, like checking their net worth and be like, it's going up. So in my case, literally, I don't know. I just want to focus on making the best videos possible. I want to wake up. I want to obsess over that every hour, every single day, and do everything in my power to make the best videos on the internet. And I know that if I just do that, I'll get where I want to be.
Bob, okay. Jimmy, contact you. This has been inspiring. Okay, before we wrap, I think we have one final bit of business from you.
I got 10 grand to give away. And also,
let's give away some money.
Give away some money.
Fun. Do we have to go? Can we go a little bit longer?
We can go long.
I mean, but I'm having fun. I don't know.
Let's get Jimmy. Can I ask a question real quick? This is very YouTube specific, but I know you and I had a great conversation around this. We talked about different, types of content and different, orientations of that content. But YouTube just launched Shorts, and that's something that you've gone long on. And I think explaining that and talking about your strategy with Shorts would be really interesting, because I know there's a lot of people who are probably new to it and haven't really learned about YouTube Shorts. So if we want to talk more YouTube, let's talk.
Yeah, I mean, we can. I don't want to go too granular with it, because obviously to the people who are watching that aren't YouTubers, I don't want to lose them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
We gotta keep it interesting for everyone. But yes, YouTube has been going really hard with short form vertical content. I mean, everyone in general has. Like, Instagram has Reels, Snapchat has their own version of TikTok, and obviously TikTok's huge. So, I think it's pretty obvious that short form content's here to stay. So yeah, we started a Mrbeast Shorts channel. It's actually doing surprisingly well, and Shorts on YouTube seems to be growing really fast. I definitely recommend if you are a creator that you should get into it, especially for someone like me who makes 15-minute videos. Like, it's a good hedge to at least have a channel or something that's doing really well with short form content. So if things in general just shift towards shorter content, you're not like completely screwed. You know what I mean? As people's attention spans gets lower and lower. But yeah, I mean, there's not much to say. It's a no-brainer. Yeah, all of social media is prioritizing short form content right now, and it's kind of like a new boom.
What about stocks and crypto as content? I'll let Sriram talk about that.
Say something. We're just like, nope, we're taking over your show.
This is great. This is
I'll let Sriram take it.
This is exactly what Elon did the other day. Just so people, we had no plans, and Elon just, called up a lot of Robinhood without telling any of us.
Yeah, I think I see Vlad. Should we call him up?
Hold on. Let's just focus on one break the internet moment person at a time, people. One of them at a time. So, Jimmy, let's talk crypto. You've been tweeting a lot about crypto. You've been tweeting a lot about Dogecoin.
Well,
talk to us.
I haven't tweeted a lot about crypto. I tweeted asking if my followers are holding it, but still, yes, let's talk about it though. That sounds fun.
Yeah. So, what do you think? Do you follow Bitcoin? Have you been following like what's been happening the last couple of weeks? Just give us your thoughts on just crypto in general.
Yeah. Well, it's Bitcoin. Obviously, let me just start by saying this. If you take financial advice from a 22-year-old YouTuber that literally spends 24 hours in a desert with his friends for content, then you're stupid. So let me just just throw that out there. But
yeah. But just again, we are not providing any financial advice here. This is not pressure or anything. I just want to put it out there.
Yeah, like I said, you're stupid if you get financial advice from me. Now, having said that, I do think Bitcoin is. I'm pretty bullish on it. I have more money than I should in crypto, and it's just as time goes on, the way I look at it, right, is obviously everyone knows 21 million Bitcoins is all there ever will be, and as time goes on, more and more people are losing their Bitcoin by saying it to the wrong wallet or just forgetting their passcode, like that one news article that was trending the other day. What that guy had like $200 million and he couldn't remember the password to his wallet or whatever. So it's like, even if the demand for Bitcoin stayed pretty constant, right? It's like as people are losing more and as time goes on, and less and less gets released in circulation every day. So it's obviously nothing's guaranteed. I mean, there's a world where Bitcoin could be worth $10 in 5 years. I don't know anything, but my gut just says like there's a good chance it'll be worth a lot more than it is in the future, just based on those factors, as long as people still want it. So I'm incredibly bullish on Bitcoin. And actually, since you mentioned Dogecoin, I have a funny story about that one.
Go for it.
Yeah. So I hate it, but like 2 months ago, I don't know what it came from, but I was talking to one of my friends, and he told me that he bought a bunch of Dogecoin, and like we were joking around, and he like dared me to buy a bunch, and so I literally had $500,000 and that I was going to put in Dogecoin. This is when Dogecoin was like half a penny, and now it's like 7 cents, so like 14x from there. And I was going to buy $500,000 worth of Dogecoin, and then I wanted to do it on Robinhood, but you can only like move 50 grand over a day, which is really annoying. And then I was like, I don't want to do this every day for 10 days. Like that's too much work. And so I just never ended up doing it. But I had every intention of doing it until I hit that roadblock. And that 500K would be like $7 million right now. And it's only been like 2 months. So
Jimmy, I know some brokers. So in the future, if you ever need to do a big buy, you got to go through some brokers.
Yeah, I'm just not going to be dumb. But that was pretty painful, especially because I knew I had every intention of doing it. And then I just stopped. So if I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. And again, it's just funny because like Dogecoin is just literally a meme. Like there's no reason why you should buy it, but except for it's just funny. And like that's why I think it'll be valuable, and that's why I wanted to put that kind of money into it, because the internet's weird, but I love it.
The internet is weird. Okay, Jimmy, I'm going to ask you one final question. Then we're going to give away money, and then we're going to wrap this up, and then we're going to have you back on. Okay, final question. When are you going to get to 100 million subscribers? Give us a prediction.
Ooh. Okay. Let's see. Well, I'm going to make it kind of vague, so I give myself some leeway. I'm not going to give you a specific day. I mean, I know for certain. I shouldn't say for certain. I don't want to sound like an arrogant piece of trash, but
by the way, you've been sounding like an arrogant person like all evening. Yeah, just so you know, like you've not been sounding like the night.
If that's the case, then yeah, hell yeah, I'm definitely gonna hit it in the next month. No, I'm kidding. I think I'll hit it sometime next year, or early next year. It just really depends. Like we're just really trying to figure out how to get more uploads up, and it's obviously with Corona, it's been very difficult. And so that really just slowed down everything we were doing over here. But depending on how that goes. So once we can like actually start filming with people and stuff like that again, as the vaccine gets more widespread, we should be able to ramp things up like crazy, and it'll be fun.
Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. On that note, Jimmy, I believe we have.
Yes. All right. I got you. He wants to kick me off, everybody. Let's see. I'm gonna scroll through this list.
I have a baby. The baby needs some food.
That's fine. Like we can call it through on this. I'm kidding. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm just scrolling really slow through Clubhouse right now. So I'm gonna.
We need a drum roll. We need a drum roll right here. Do you have a drum roll?
Okay. Oh gosh, I'm really bad at saying names. Here, I'm gonna screenshot this profile and just send it to you. I don't even want to try. Here. Okay. Once again, texting him a screenshot of this name. Okay. Okay. There you go. All right. So I randomly tapped on it. It's like 3 way down.
All right. By the power vested in me by Jimmy, aka Mrbeast, we will be handing out $10,000. But Jimmy's paying for that, not me. through Abhinaya Konduru, who is at It's Abhinaya on Clubhouse and at It's Abhinaya on Twitter. We will figure out a way to make sure if this is you, Abhinaya. There you go. She is an investor at M25. She's been experimenting on a bunch of things, including Ask VCs, VC Fund, and Clubhouse. Yeah, I'm just being her
on Twitter and send you a message.
All right.
Perfect.
Congratulations, Abhinaya. And don't spend all one place, but if you do, make sure you get a great YouTube video out of it. That's financial advice. Oh my gosh. All right. Okay. On that note, wow, what a moment. I just want to say, I have so many things to say. First of all, to everybody who listened, thank you so much. I hate using the phrase, we broke the internet again and again, but I think we definitely broke it at Clubhouse twice in 1 week, and this is quite the moment. And thank you for your patience. This is amazing experience, and I hope you all had as much fun as we did. It was electric up here. And just I want to thank, Arti. I want to thank Gary with all the sound effects and the questions. You definitely go check out his YouTube content. He is amazing. Special shout out to Colin and Samir. I sent them a text yesterday saying, hey, I have Mrbeast on, help. And they were so kind, so gracious to jump on. So Colin, Samir, thank you so much. And again, you should go check out their channel. They're some of the smartest, nicest people I know on the theater economy, and they're amazing human beings. So Colin, Samir, thank you so much.